so then you can live stream it. So you can copy and paste that and share the link if you want it.
To Facebook.
Yeah. If you want.
Yeah, if you want me to, yeah, fuck yeah.
You don't have to, but you can have it. I'll find the link for you. I'll send that over to you. You can take the link, and if you want to, we can be live streaming it on your Facebook at the same time as my Facebook, the same time as business, at the same time as YouTube, the same time as Twitch. It's always legendary. I'll message that. Okay. If you want to, the link is in your chat right now.
So how do I do? Just click it, or how do I do it?
Well, you could just copy that link and then like share it to post it in your Facebook page if you want to, but you don't need to at all.
Okay, so I'll just copy the link and I'll just post it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that should stream what we're streaming, and then everyone's streaming, and everyone gets more of the goods, man. Everyone gets to listen to you live, large and in charge, man.
Dude, epic, bro.
How good. Awesome. Well, we're recording now. So what I'll do, I'll kick into a little intro for the recorded version of it, and we'll get to work, man.
Awesome, bro. Let's do this.
Awesome. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Coaches to the Moon podcast. I'm here with coach and singer James Zoudy. He's a very good friend of mine who's not only a real powerhouse coach, helping people all over the world to create huge confidence in their life and in their business, but he's also a very talented artist. He's got hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify and plenty more to come. Zoudy, thanks so much for being here, bro.
No worries, man. James Zoudy, legendary shit, and it's always legendary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bro, I'm happy to be here, bro. I can't wait for this.
No, it's going to be fun, man. And I'm gonna hop in to talk to you about that the little intro you just did as well in just a second, because a lot of people listening won't know what that just was, but I'm really keen to talk about it. But bro, firstly, I know your tour to Germany got cancelled last year when the pandemic hit. Do you have any plans to take your music overseas again?
Yeah, dude. For sure, it's in the plan. It's in the bag, bro. In 2020, we were supposed to go in Germany last year on a tour, and obviously we're going back and forth because my fan base is in Germany more than here, bro, which is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? And I was in talks with someone, and we're gonna hook it up, and and they said to me, oh well, obviously with COVID here, obviously we couldn't go anywhere, so obviously we put that on delay, on hold, but we're definitely in talks going there, but we can't do it right now, but I'm sure we'll get that going when this thing is over. So we'll definitely suss that out more, bro.
Absolutely. Well, Germany will be better off for it when you finally get there. But man, definitely. I got you here today to talk about you as a coach, because I think you're a pretty inspirational dude. And even today, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm looking after my grandma today. This guy is a good bloke. And I think a lot of the coaches listening can take a lot from your advice on confidence and the way you hold yourself. So the first thing I want to get into is really referencing that intro you just gave me. You're unapologetically yourself. You are, no worries, whether it's your R&B, your beautiful relationship with Belinda that you're sharing on Facebook and Instagram all the time, your famous quote, it's always legendary. Were you always that open in your personality, in your business? And why do you think it's important for a coach to be so authentic to themselves when they're building a brand?
Yeah, bro, this is great, man. Great stuff. Well, man, how I came up with it just to say it, like it was just in a random video, right? And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do this because I feel like a lot of people don't do it. And like, I did it out of nowhere. And I loved it, bro. But
dude, can I stop you? Yeah. Can you say that answer again? Because you froze up and it sounded like you were spitting some fire, but it went all jaggedy.
Yeah. Okay. All good. Yeah. So I was just saying that, how I came up with It's Always Legendary. It was in a random video, right? And I just put myself out there, and then I just said it out of nowhere. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go by this now. And bro, I felt like that was authentically me. And, I'm always in the studio, I'm always, and my coaching and my videos, I'm always moving forward, but I always want people to feel the passion, bro. To feel the passion of what I say. And I feel like a brand has to be the whole of you. Like you got to show all personalities, whether it's calm, whether it's a bit maybe aggressive, whether it's a bit, because bro, like that's what forms like a leader. I feel like we have to have a variety of persona for us to get what we want and for us to show who we are, for people to be like, oh, you know what? I resonate with that. Or like, oh, I love that. Oh, I love how he does this and does that. So man, it's all passion for me, man. I just love passion. And I feel like a brand is much more important than, everyone's just in it for a certain thing, but it's all about intentions. What are you giving for people to come on board with your brand?
Yeah, a lot of people are probably just showing a very polished version of themselves, right? And
yeah, right. Yeah.
When you go and spit your 12-minute long live stream, Facebook, instructional videos, that sort of thing, then you're not going to always be polished and perfect when you're speaking these long, inspirational speeches and everything you do, and people see the variety. So were you comfortable doing that when you first started in business, or did that take some time getting used to?
Right, actually, good question. I think one day I was just, I wasn't angry, but I was someone with like, man, like so many people hold back. And one day I just decided to be like, you know what, I'm going to be like how I am, obviously like with my friend at the studio and how I pump him up and how I do this. And I just said to myself, you know what, I'm going to go in on this video. I want people to see a different perspective and not the pleaser mentality. I feel like everybody is, a lot of coaches get in this game, and I feel like they're pleasing instead of leading. And I feel like with a leader, like you gotta tell people the damn truth sometimes, man. And I feel like you gotta hear things a certain way and not always the way you want to hear them. I feel like you need to hear like a kick up, kick up the backside for you to actually realize, okay, you know what? It's time to do this, or it's time to move, or it's, you know what I mean? Just hear it from like a different perspective. And the way it came across, man, and you know what? At the start, people found it a bit funny, or why am I doing this, or, out of nowhere. But then everyone got used to it, man. And I think, and now I've got more people saying, oh, I love your energy, or I love your brand, I love how you do this. And it's like anything, man. Everyone catches on eventually. And yeah, now I got it's always legendary under James Zoudy, which is good, bro. Awesome, man.
Good to have a catchphrase in the bag and something that really, it's very clever as a brand as well, even though you didn't do it intentionally, to have something that separates you and create a brand that's bigger than just your name, I think is really good in the coaching space, because a lot of people, because they're solopreneurs, the coach, they are the brand. It's just like Alex Morris, James Zoudy, John Smith, and that's their that's the extent of their brand. But when it's like James Zoudy, the coach and the singer, it's always legendary, kingship, stuff right there. I think it's really cool, the branding you've created, man. And it actually segues really nicely into my next question, the fact that you wanted to show all parts of you. Because when people start a business, they say you need to go just all in, single focus on one thing that you're doing, or you'll never make it. But you're a guy with multiple focuses. I see you put so much energy into your coaching business, but also into your family and your relationship and your music career. So how can a coach build their startup business while still giving energy to the other passions in their life?
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, obviously I'm all about balance, right? I feel like with balance, obviously like do what you got to do to build what you obviously like what you want. But it's all about actually enjoying other areas as well, making time for that so it can help you grow. But it also helps you actually just have that level of mentality, which is that it's that certainty, right? It's the gratitude, because man, like we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I feel like everyone's in this rat race of I've got to succeed, I've got to get this. But man, like obviously what happened to enjoying like life, like enjoying the process? Like, you have your mom and dad with you, that a lot of people hold resentment over their mom and dad, over friendships, relationships. I'm like, man, obviously make time for what you got to do for 5-6 hours or whatever. And then you can start doing other areas where you're passionate in. For example, if you want to do art or whatever, if you want to, learn how to cook or whatever. If you want to do a podcast or whatever, like start enjoying other areas and your business will be just as fun. But yeah, as I said, people don't actually look at it that way. Like, I think people like, I've got to start a business, I've got to make money. I get it totally, but enjoy shit more and you'll get what you want.
That's awesome. I find that I've always felt that in my life as well. When I go too hard on my business, it starts to stress me out.
I've been there plenty of times, man. And then I said to myself, you know what? I'm enjoying the process. Like, I've been enjoying it for the last how many years now, like, at the moment, and just do what you got to do. Just know you put in the work, and that way you can actually have fun in other areas too.
I missed everything you just said.
You there?
I didn't get anything you just said, but I could tell you were moving your hands around, which meant you do it. I'm here, bro.
I was gonna say, like, it's all. Yeah, no, it's just all about actually. Like, I was just saying, like, enjoy your life, enjoy other areas of your life too, and your business will be just as fun. But I feel like a lot of people put too much pressure on themselves, and that's what kind of makes them kind of stay where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was interviewing Lou and Shay a couple of days ago. You know Lou and Shay, right?
Yeah, right. I love them. Yeah.
And they said balance in their lives is bullshit. It doesn't exist. But what you can do is just be fully present whenever you're doing that area of your life. So when you're in business, like you said, for 5 or 6 hours, crush it for those 5 or 6 hours. Then put your phone down, hang out with your family. Then when your family goes to bed, work on your music. And every time you're doing something, it's easy to be half on your phone, half with the family. But if you try and go 100% on whatever you're doing, then you can fit it all in and make it all happen and move forwards together. You're doing it well. You're doing it really well. And I mean, congratulations on your engagement, by the way.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm looking forward to the wedding, bro. And it's a blessing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Everyone's going to be very blessed to be, those two families expanding is going to be lucky for everyone. Really, really cool, man. And in terms of your coaching business, and your music career and everything, this is all stuff that keeps you on your phone all the time, like me. Probably a bit of a generic question, but do you have any kind of magic that can help people to disconnect from the phone and connect with the family when they're in that work from home environment?
Yeah. Well, it was actually crazy. It was a great question, man. Actually, someone sent me a video yesterday, and he said, man, I'm in this lockdown at the moment. I'm locked away for the next couple of weeks. Obviously, I was like, what do I do? And I'm like, bro, just actually disconnect from your phone, because obviously the phone, it just gives you so much clutter and anxiety, and people just scroll all day. And I'm not a fan of that, man. I know it gives me so much. Sometimes my head's going to explode. And I always tell them, I go, just disconnect for 20 minutes. And honestly, and obviously just go outside for a walk, or even do something. Just play music in your headphones for the next 5-10 minutes and just start dancing around and be in the present and enjoy it again. And it will take a break. Start meditating for 20 minutes. I don't see the problem with that, man. It makes me more present doing that. You know what I mean? Every time.
Yeah, you're a meditation guy. You do kind of 3 short meditations a day, right?
Yeah, I do. I do 3. I can't do 3 sessions 10 times a day, but if I want to boost it up, I'll do 20, 20, 20, or 20, 30, 20. Sometimes I switch it up. It depends, man. But I love it, bro. It's good to disconnect, and it's good to feel just in line with what you do, and just to make sure. And even if you're stressed out, I always say to disconnect and just tell yourself it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay at the end of the day. Our minds our little gremlins in our minds like to actually make things worse, and that's where people tune into the analytical mind instead of the imaginary side, which is the right side of the brain. So that's why I feel honestly, they're my tips for that.
100%, man. it's cool that you do those short meditations, because I think a lot of people feel like you need to go and sit in a forest and take an hour and a half to properly meditate. But
No.
it's unrealistic for so many people. So you think you can get it done in 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, totally. Like, it just depends how all you go in with it, right? Like, obviously, sometimes you need longer, and that's totally fine. But, if you do it for 15, 20 minutes, it just gives you so much more of a, like, okay, you know what? I'm going to step away for a little bit, and then I'm going to get that momentum again to do it again. And then, obviously, when you do it again, it's much more better than it was when it was at the first time. You know what I mean?
Like anything. I was just getting good at meditating, and then I had twin babies. And then that went out the window.
Gonna get that momentum back again, bro.
Yeah, I will, man. Even now, like, I was re-listening to one of my podcasts the other day, and I could just hear babies crying in the background, like, real faint in the distance. It just never goes away, man. But that's all good. Lovely advice. I noticed something interesting about you. Is that you have a lot of clients in America. As an Australian dude, you got a lot of clients in America. Did you make the decision to coach overseas, or did it just happen organically?
Man, I think it just happened organically. I've worked with a lot of Americans and Canadians, bro. And I think the reason why, I'm gonna just say it. I think a lot of it's the not giving a shit mentality over there that I think people like, obviously what I do, because here, I just don't care. I just show up the way I want to show up, and I want to show up the best me. And I think people overseas more respect that, and I feel like they're gravitated towards that. Like, oh, who's this? Like, oh, and I mean, they've all been from everywhere in the States, man. It's crazy. I never thought this would happen, bro. I thought it would be just Australia or whatever. But yeah, I got some in Australia, but most of them are in the States, man. I sometimes I just pinch myself. Sometimes I'm like, man, it's crazy how it's just from mostly overseas.
Interesting. So you think they've got a better kind of attitude towards just being yourself and just put it all out there rather than in Australia?
I think so. I think, and this is my controversial opinion with a lot of stuff. I feel like here, we have to be a certain way for people to like us. But I'm like, well, why can't you show a variety of everything where every speaker kind of speaks in that tonality of just that one tonality? I feel like if you have different tonalities as a leader, as a coach, while actually speaking your truth, then I think people will respect that more, knowing that you got something to say and you're not afraid to say it because it's coming authentic. It's, you're being authentically yourself. And I feel like people in the States actually, resonate with me more. I don't know if it's because I do music, bro. It could be in a way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love the Americans and Canadians. I love Australians. I love my Aussies, man, for sure. But for some reason, it's just kicking off over there.
Awesome, man. Make hay while the sun shines. Roll with it. You could be the next big thing in America without even trying. Those little things that happen to us by accident often turn out to be the best parts of our careers, right?
Facts, man. I love that. And I'm looking forward to the future, man. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 2-3 years. So
yeah, absolutely, man. If there's people listening who like the sound of what you've just said about people overseas and the way they pick up on certain energies, do you have any advice for people who want to start finding their first US clients and expanding themselves outside of Australia?
Yeah. I feel like as a coach and, as a leader or as a speaker or whatever, like, it's good to talk about stuff that people resonate with, but other people resonate with other stuff from different countries, I feel like, as well. And I feel like a lot of people just stick with the one market, like over here. And that's great to do that because that's part of people's avatar, right? But I feel like, you know what? How about I talk about something different so I can reach more people? And the more people you reach, the more sales you're going to make, the more clients you're going to get. And I feel like a lot of people just stick to that. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. But why can't you go to that way and here by redoing different stuff? I'm all about doing what you love, but I'm also about doing something different for you to get there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. So you think people are limiting themselves by doing the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are putting actual limitations on themselves and they're holding back. I feel like a lot of people even like I said before, a lot of pleasers just make everybody else happy. But I'm like, okay, I mean, try something different for a sec, and why can't we reach more people by trying this? And I feel like the more things you're going to try, I feel like the more you're going to succeed. Like when you try different stuff, and it's a fluctuated market, right? You're going to get people liking one day, then not. You're going to have people liking this, and you kind of see what works. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go with this because it's working. And if then that doesn't work later, then you try something else. Like, I'm always switching stuff up all the time, man. I reckon it makes stuff exciting in business. I feel like when you stick to the same shit, if it works, it works. But to make things more exciting, I love switching it up a lot with a lot of content or with a lot of stuff I'm going to say. And that's what makes business exciting, when you just switch. So when you start switching it up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to keep moving forwards. Otherwise, you might find a formula that works, like you said, and you can stick to that for a little while, but then it's going to get stale. People will start figuring out what you're doing and it'll get old. And that's when you get things like Blockbuster versus Netflix, right? Netflix moved forwards and tried something new. Blockbuster went under.
There you go.
So become Netflix every day.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's exactly the same thing.
That's
it. Always entertainment, man. Always entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe it's important, man. It's important, and yeah. But bro, I always say in business, like, how about we make business fun at the same time? Like, even jumping on TikTok to reach more people, bro. Like, a lot of coaches won't do that. You know what I mean? And I feel like you should, because the market there is more on TikTok and Instagram these days, and I feel like that's more. It can get out there to a lot of people, and it's worked on that stage as well for me. So it's been pretty good, man.
You're on TikTok. You're enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I reckon it's fun, and it's another way. It's just another form of. It's another thing that adds to your brand. I feel like not everybody has to do it, but I just choose to do it because I just want to. You know what I mean? I feel like when you want something, your intention's a bit different, and the way you roll with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I've tried a lot of stuff. I think podcasting is my favorite way of creating content at the moment. I love talking to people, interviewing, asking questions. I think people struggle with the demands of creating different kinds of content for different platforms, because like if you're good at making a Facebook written post, then you've got to go to TikTok and all these filters and editing and text and music and shit. It can be pretty daunting, right? But I imagine you'd be good at that. And
man, I love it, bro. I love it. I love doing video, bro. This is what I say to everybody. Okay, like I love written content. It's cool. Like I know you love your written content, but I always say to people who wanna like put themselves out there, man, you got to put some videos out there, because obviously like people like to see character, and this is what I forgot to mention in the brand bit at the beginning, right? It's always important. I believe this is my opinion. I believe people connect to videos more than written content, because they can see who you actually are and how you act and how you show up. And I feel like that's important. A lot of people don't look at that as important, bro. I feel like that is a skill set to have when you actually do it, when you be the leader in front of the camera, and you just telling your truth, or giving what you actually, actually giving to the world. You know what I mean? It's good for you to do that. One of the best ways for brands, or all brands.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, for you then, because I know you talk about this a lot, what are the top 3 ways coaches can improve their confidence on camera starting today?
Okay, awesome. So shoulders back. Yep, like Superman, you know what I mean? Yeah. Shoulders back. Eyes locked in on the camera. Like, obviously we've got the camera with the phone, we've got the little green light. Look at the camera, okay? And all I said is just talk and give an epic message to give to the people. Like, I feel like if people want to be a leader, we'll show it. Like, show it on camera. Show who you actually are. Show what you get people to feel what you say. And I feel like a lot of people hold back on that. And they just do the written content. But I feel like a lot of people can do written content, but it's just like okay, sweet, but how are you? Like, how am I? If I go to one of your seminars, how am I going to know what to expect? Type stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I feel like that's more important, bro. I feel like I always say it, like, and I love kind of saying that, but with written content, like, it's cool, but it's just like, okay, cool, man. Like, but how are you? How are you showing up on the camera? Like, how are you? You know, I want to look at your videos like I'm at an event, or like I want to learn something. Like, I can't just learn off written content. I want to learn how you actually, say stuff. I want to see how you actually move and talk.
It's really interesting that you brought that up, because I've never thought of using video as a way to show people what it would be like to work with you. Because when you're being coached by someone, they're not just emailing you every day and sending you written advice. They're in front of you. They're face to face. So if people are watching your videos, they know what it's like to work with you, right? So that's a really, really cool point.
Yeah.
And you've run a few seminars as well, I suppose. I saw a video of one of your events recently. You had a packed up room, man. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I had a packed up room. Yeah, I had a packed up room, and I expected, this was a while ago, 15. I expected 15 people there, but there was 20. There was 24 or 23, and then I had an online event after that, and dude, it was awesome. It was awesome, man. So many breakthroughs, and I'll never forget it, bro. I'll never forget it. It was a beautiful feeling just knowing that, that someone took the time out and valued their time, knowing they were going to get something out of me that day. And dude, the biggest highlight was this girl with this testimonial when she let everything go, and she's just on this clear path. And ever since then, she's just been so good, man. She's been so good. Everything's gone, moving forward. There's no weight in her body. She's just moving, bro. And that really, yeah, man, like it's crazy. It's a beautiful thing that what I do, man. I love what I do, bro.
That's mad. I love that you love what you do. And it almost feels like an appropriate wrap up to the podcast. But I had one more question I really wanted to ask you. So I'm not going to wrap it up there, even though it feels like we should. Because I wanted to get a piece of tangible advice off you. Because you and a lot of the guys I know you've been mentored by and worked with, you're just masters of the DM on Instagram and Facebook and just hitting people up organically and getting clients that way. What are the biggest mistakes you see in coaches doing cold outreach messages, and how can they start those conversations to actually get clients through the door?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So like this is exposing some coaches out there, right? So pretty much like a lot of them what they do is they email people this list of like a paragraph, right? Like, hey James, I do this and that, I would like you to come to here. Like it's too much. I don't even know you. And you're sending me all this paragraph of what you do. And I'm like, great, but like it's too much. Like I feel like people want genuine connection, man. And obviously people don't want just like a spammer, because it looks like a spam when people DM people. And I feel like if you want to get more customers, you need to add value in your content. You need to solve problems, and you need to talk to people the right way and not a robot.
Yeah.
Too many robots in this game. And I feel like this, and they all got the same stuff, right? Like I help people with this, and they send you all of this thing, and I'm like, I don't even know you. Like it's something, I don't say it, but sometimes I'm like, that's not the right way to approach me, man.
It is tough to be on the receiving end of those big messages that are clearly copied and pasted and sent to, hundreds of people at once. And I think you're spot on with honesty and authenticity and just connecting. I've got a virtual assistant who does like cold outreach emails and messages for me. And he said to me, like, why don't I do it from your profile so people think I'm you? And I was like, no, because that is what so many people do. And it's so obvious when you're talking to someone who's not the actual person, right? So I said, we're authentic. You're going to message people and say, hey, Alex wanted me to reach out to you, which is true. And I'm just starting the conversation. Here's his podcast. We'd love to have you on as a guest. And that's kind of the way I let him do it, go out and just talk to people, but not lie, not be inauthentic, not copy and paste. Just start conversation at a different time of the day when I'm with my babies. He does it in the evening. and we're just all about honesty, man. Like honesty is the best way to start any sales conversation ever, right?
Yeah, I feel like I mean, because you don't want like heaps of people that message you, like, you know, their intention straight away, right? Like as soon as someone sends you a and paste message, like, you know, oh, okay, he doesn't want to get to know me. Because, man, I'm all about the science of, you know, of communication. Like, I mean, communication is really important. If we don't communicate properly and effectively, we will not get people on board and we will not get the results we want.
100%. Communication is numero uno, and in every sale, every relationship. But the cold outreach message, it's got to be authentic, is pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah, it's got to be authentic. It's just got to be like, man, I'll never forget this. I love caring about people. Like, even if they don't respond, like, I'll say to them this. I'll say, hey, I'm just checking in. How's things? Like, is everything okay? Because I know from the last time we spoke, if they'd gone through a tough time, I'll say, look, I'm just checking in right now. Like, are you doing okay? Like, is everything going okay? Like, I'm naturally like that, man. And I want, you know, I can come out a certain way or whatever, but I'm naturally caring like that. And I want people to know that, obviously, with where they're at, or if they want to work with me, or if they want, like, knowing that, you know, okay, he's actually caring. And I want to, you know, and that's part of my branding, man. It's all about caring for the people and making sure they're okay. It's very important in this life.
He said that straight from at his grandma's house, caring for his grandma during a lockdown. This guy is walking the talk, ladies and gentlemen. James Zoudy is here to stay. And if you're lucky enough to catch him in Australia before he goes full-time in America, jump onto his socials. James Zoudy, Zoudy, is his handle. And he's got some great new shit coming out soon, man. I'm excited. I know you don't want to talk about your new music project just yet. Keep it under wraps, but there's new stuff happening, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's new stuff happening, man. I actually got a new EP called actually Unbreakable, man. So I just made the artwork for myself, and I'm going to drop 4 or 5 songs, all produced by me, man. It was actually, I mean, all of it's produced by me, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with the world, bro, because I feel like, you know, obviously with the singing, I mean, there's not many coaches and singers out there, and that's what makes, you know, it's all about, and like I said, I want to say something else. It's all about adding something else to your brand that can make you stand out from everybody else. I feel like that's important because everyone's just coach. Why can't you be a coach, but why can't you be artistic? You know, why can't you do it all? Why can't you have it all? So, but yeah, man, obviously, like, I mean, like, that's what I like.
Man, you're pulling it off. You're pulling it off. And from the outside in, looks like you're doing a great job in every area of your life. And I think for the dodgy quality on this podcast, people will have gotten a lot of good out of it. And I really,
definitely.
And I'll have you, we'll hop into the studio sometime next year when we're all allowed to, and we'll do a proper interview face to face, have a hug again, and see what happens.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to that. You know, I think studio is essential, man. So who knows what could happen? I can just say you work with me, all good.
100%. Yeah, it's on the record. Zoudy and I are going to lie to the government. Fuck them. Yeah. So
that's what I'm all about, bro. Fuck them. All good. We just do what we got to do.
We do what we got to do, guys. Hey, thanks so much, Zoudy, for coming on the podcast today, man. It's been a pleasure. For everyone listening on Spotify or streaming on Facebook or YouTube right now, thank you so much. Zoudy, thank you once more time.
It's always legendary.
Absolutely it is, man. Dude, what a pleasure. I can't wait to see you in person again. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. And until next week, peace.